Hello friends, you're here with me, Jen the Taxidermy Witch, and I am got loads of candles going. I just thought it would be a nice ambiance for a lovely herbal video. And I did the first of the 3 extensive workings with Brussels sprouts that I created myself today. Well, yesterday, today, and the day before. And they're meant for the Brussels sprouts to be on the actual stem, but I've adapted to them to where you don't even need the stem if you don't want to have it. You can just use it for the actual Brussels sprouts. So my Patreon's in the description below if you want to join and receive all those exclusive working videos that I'm no longer putting onto YouTube anymore. Hey Joyce Jordan, how are ya? So I just uploaded the first Brussels sprout working. I think it's about 10 or 11 minutes, and I'm breaking the 3 workings up into 3 Patreon videos. That way it can just be so really cool. And let me just tell you what the videos are. You guys gonna, in the Patreon videos, you get to see the working, it's demonstrated, etc. Fully talk about it, but I just want to tell you what they are so you have an idea of what I'm doing. Working number 1, which I just posted, is it's a scrying. It's scrying because the element and planet of cabbage or Brussels sprout is the moon and water. So I thought, why not use the petals of a Brussels sprout and scry? So there's a working on that, and luck is the vibration. So if you haven't had luck scrying in the past, you sure will now. The second video that I did, or will be doing, is on, it's actually kitchen magic with the Brussels sprout. And it's really fun, because if you're able to buy them like this, I just could see so much happening by pulling these off. It's kind of like a grapevine video or something like that. But anyway, this one is a protection working, because when we eat the Brussels sprout, the vibration is protection. So I've thought of a protection working. And then finally, for kitchen magic, and then finally the third working is pluck for luck. This is really good for gamblers and really good for people who don't know if they should ask someone out. Like if they really adore somebody and they don't know if they should ask them out, pluck for luck. See how your luck is that day. So, alright. So look forward to those. Now let's just talk about Brussels sprout in general. Here we go. We're going to read cabbage from this book and Brussels sprout from the other book. Why are we separating the two? Well, that's pretty easy to say, because Brussels sprouts only appear in this book, Scott Cunningham's Witchcraft in the Kitchen, okay? So, that being said, I was wondering, why don't they appear in here? I figured it out after I read the red book, so now I'm going to read that to you. Okay, so Brussels sprouts. The planet is the moon, the element is water, the energies are protection. This is when eaten, ingested, the energies are protection. The lore, and this is why I want to do a video on Brussels sprouts. The lore is fantastic, you guys. Legend has it that Brussels sprouts were created from wild forms of cabbage grown in Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar relied on cabbage to prevent or cure the hangovers that usually resulted from his fabulous excessive feasts and drinking. He was naturally disturbed that no fresh cabbage was available during the winter. According to this myth, he ordered his head gardener, Brussel, to devise a method of growing cabbage year-round. By hybridizing, Brussel eventually succeeded in creating today's Brussels sprouts, which indeed are small cabbages and belong to the cabbage family. So all of that being said, it's so cool because they literally are tiny cabbages. So I was like, alright, that's why they're not in the green book under Brussels sprouts. So we go ahead and look up and use the cabbage magical intentions in this book. We talked about cabbage in yesterday's video because we did the letter C, and that was really fun. But I'm going to read the whole thing to you guys. So cabbage. And as you can see, this is like an open cabbage. But when you look at the Brussels sprout, it really is just a tiny cabbage. Alright, so because we want to know the energies of it when we don't eat it, and that's why I need something from the green book about it. These are the vibrations of when we use it in a working. So for the cabbage, the powers or the magical vibrations are luck. Planet is the moon and element water. Again, why it made that really cool scry that I put on the Patreon. Magical uses. Cabbage should be planted in the garden the first thing after a couple has been married, if they wish to have good luck in their marriage and garden. Really interesting. So the first thing you plant in your garden as newlyweds should be cabbage, if you would like to keep good luck in your marriage and garden. I want to continue reading from Brussels sprouts in the Red Book. And now remember, this is the magic of ingesting it. I love Brussels sprouts. It's one of my favorite things. I love to put lemon on them and maybe a little bit of butter or olive oil. How do you guys do your Brussels sprouts? I know a lot of people don't like them either. But they are like a cruciferous vegetable, or I think that's how you say it, but they're in that whole like really good healthy family of foods. So the magical uses of the Brussels sprouts. Eat Brussels sprouts as a part of a protective diet. Adding a bit of salt to them is fine, since salt is also a protective substance, but too much of anything, especially salt, results in ill health. So remember, you guys, if you're adding salt to anything that's a protective working or diet, don't put too much of it because it will counteract that working. Too much of anything, especially salt, results in ill health. Ill health leads to a lack of our body's normal psychic protections. As an alternative to salt, try basil, dillweed, and mustard, all of which are protective flavorings. That sounds really good, actually. I'm going to try some of those things in my Brussels sprouts. Basil, dillweed, and mustard. Because those are flavorings that are really good without salt at all. Excellent. And then also in the Red Book, cabbage comes up on its own. But I just thought, if you guys were wondering why Brussels sprouts didn't come up in this book, I've read the lore in here and it just all made sense. But thank goodness that that man had food and alcohol hangovers, because if he didn't, we wouldn't have these lovely, beautiful, magical fruits or vegetables. So after I pluck all of these off when I do a working, one of those pluck for luck workings, I'll be left with this big old stem. And that's why I bought them on the thing, was for magics, because you could certainly adjust any of these workings to just a single sprout and pluck for luck the leaves. But, you know, this way it's just like, it feels to me so magical. You can put this between the base of your legs, hold to the top, and really have that energy flowing through your body. You could do that before you went out gambling, too. You could just hold the vibration of this amazingly lucky little plant. Have a beautiful day, you guys. I'm off to making more Patreon videos, so make sure you check that out. You can join for as little as $1 to $5 a month, and it's down in the description, as well as my Etsy shop, where you can ask for any custom witchcraft workings. Have a beautiful day, you guys. Kiss, kiss, ta.